I'm just going to be going through this book, and I'm going to be looking for images that I could use. Oh, I love this one. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Isn't that awesome? I love that one. Isn't that cute? This one would look so good in my Americana, with my Americana collection. Oh my gosh, I love that one. I love that style so much. I kind of like the crown. You know what? I'm gonna cut the crown out. I love these too. I'm just gonna tear them out. So I'm just looking for maybe an image that I connect with, and I like this lady right here. So I'm gonna cut her out. I kind of like this. I like the house too. What's on the back? Oh, it's got cars on the back. I love those cars too. These are very vintage looking, so I don't know. It's okay. I think I could put vintage ones in there also. I kind of want the ice cream one. Let's see. There's the ice cream one. Oh my gosh, I always had such a thing for ice cream, guys. I just feel like ice cream is the best thing in the world, and I have to stay away because it's not good for me and all that, but oh my gosh, that is the best. Especially on a hot day. My husband and the kids and I, we'd go out like in the field, or we'd go find a location to film in. He was working on his music video, and it would be so hot, and they did a really good job, our kids, filming. So after the filming session, we'd go have ice cream, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the best. I always loved our ice cream runs. But I think that it's really nostalgic from when I was little. I think that we used to always go to the ice cream shop, or the grocery store would have ice cream, and so it was probably like a big deal as a child to do that, plus the sugar, obviously. But anyways, so yeah, I like the ice cream. Chocolate and ice cream is like my weakness. I like this image too. It's so cool and vintage, but I like my glue book to be a little bit more, I don't know, fashion, if that makes sense. Oh, this says fashion. I'm gonna grab this one. It says fashion. Some of these images are blurry. Ooh, I like her. I like the way she looks. I'm gonna grab this one. What's on this side? Ooh, that one's cute too. And look, this says Vogue. Make it possible for everyone to have a designer dress when their new Paris original patterns go on sale. Oh. I love these too. These are great. Oh my gosh, I should save them for a journal and not use them in my glue book. Oh, her hair is so pretty. I love her hair. Oh my gosh. I like this because it says fashion. Maybe I should cut that out too. See? I hope this isn't too boring for you guys. I love this. 1949 was a great year, but the best is yet to come. I'm going to cut that out for my personal journal because that quote has really special meaning to our family. Okay, so that's going to go there. I love this too. I love end pages. Maybe I'll take that out too. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to... It just didn't want to come out. I have a book. I'm going to grab a couple pages from here also, just so I have them kind of handy for my collages. And then I have this. Our local, our power company puts out a magazine. Okay. I think that some of these words might work. Okay, this is kind of a cool image. So this isn't the best type of paper from a magazine because I find that it's super thin, so it's not going to do really well with glue like Elmer's glue. I think that it will wrinkle it up a lot because it's so thin. But I can use double-sided tape to tape it in if I do want to use it. And then I like those words, friends in high places. Isn't that cool? I have a friend in a high place. Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Okay. I'm going to cut out the road because the road is I like that title a lot. I think it's really meaningful. I think I might already have one. Oops. I think I might already have one. But that's okay. What else? Should I do special? Special. Something special. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of these words out. Okay, so I've ever had might be an interesting way to, or inspiration for journaling. I'm gonna write, get the best. I mean, I don't care about the sleep chair, but quoting, to me, it's the best. That's cool. Like, I can write about what is the best to me, right? What's the best thing? What's the best, I don't know, day? And then I have, to you, it's perfect. To you, it's the perfect. Maybe I'll cut out the... Okay. Hey, I like legacy. Maybe I'll cut out silver legacy. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. Doesn't that sound cool? Silver legacy. A jaw-dropping journey. Has anyone had a jaw-dropping journey? That's kind of a mouthful. But yeah, this would be a really great prompt for journaling. Don't you guys think so? A jaw-dropping journey. Oh look, I got Smokey the Bear again. See that? I'm going to cut this one out again. I already have one from last time. I like cutting out titles. I think it's cool. I think what I need to do is, I think I need to get better magazines. I don't have that many, guys. I have just a handful. And I think that that's the first thing I kind of want to do, is find more magazines so that I have more stuff to grab, to cut out from, if that makes sense. I kind of like the house. I think the house is great for representing, like, a house can represent a home. It can represent yourself, like your body, like you as a person, as a whole person, maybe, right? But I like that as a home or as a family. I like that. Okay, I kind of like the future, powering the future. And you know what? I don't have to cut them out perfect. I can just cut them out like this, and then when I go to use them, I have them together, and I can cut them out in a nicer way afterwards. I might cut them all out, right? Okay, this is a cool truck. Isn't that cool? It looks old to me. So I'm cutting this one out. Okay. I don't know if I'll use this one in this journal, in this glue book, but I think it's cool. Even this image is cool because look, celebrating 85 years of lighting in rural America. So this is like a really old image. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm going to keep it just as it is. Okay, I like this. Facts and figures. Isn't that? Okay. I like the words. I think they're cool. You know what? This writing is so small. This might even look good underneath. But no, I'm not going to keep it. I don't want to keep everything. I don't want to keep keeping. But that might have worked too. Okay. sometimes you get to the point where you kind of know what you want or what you're looking for. And so I kind of know. Oh my gosh, isn't that cool? Those are cool images. I'm going to keep these for now. I like this one too. Isn't that cool? Those are good. Open roads, open eyes. I like that a lot. And how cool is a landscape? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, I'm keeping that. I like that one. That's a nice image, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. On the road again. I'm gonna keep that. That's a cool title. I think I'm not going to keep these. Okay, so what else do I have? I have this one, and I love this magazine. I love like home magazines too. This one came in the mail from one of my friends, Abby. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. I might use something from here right now, so we'll see. Isn't that pretty? This is so pretty. I love that. Those are so pretty. A lot of my process is just going through books and finding pieces, and then you kind of keep going through them. Here's a music book that I thought was cool, and this is from the late 50s and 60s. So they might have some cool words that I can use. I like that when you dance. Let's see what I can use. I like that. Okay, I like the heart. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe I see the heart with the eye, and to me, it reminds me of a song from when I was a child, but open the eyes of my heart. Maybe I wasn't that young, I don't know. But anyways, but I found these words in the music sheet, and I thought they were fitting. And we're lost in a world of our own. I think that's good. Okay, so what I want to do now, I think I wanted to add this here, but maybe I'll add. I totally forgot. I even picked up some of these book bins for organizing stuff. I pulled them out to show you guys. This is part of my organizing, and I forgot to show you guys. I'm just like in my own world. And then I also picked up some of these bins for putting my craft projects in them. And I think that sometimes, like, I keep buying and buying organization supplies, and I think it's time I need to just organize. Sometimes, you know, like, you think that more stuff will help you get more organized. But, and it's true, it does help, but as long as you use them, you know. I bought those like a week ago and I haven't used them yet. But I've been busy, so that's okay. I'll have to get to them. Okay, let's see how. So I'm just gonna add some more layers in here so that I want to add some more interest in the background before gluing down my heart. And I have this really cool old vintage tape, and when I peel it, let's see if you can see that. Okay, so when I peel it, the glue is not really sticking anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. It kind of comes off, but let's see. I usually add glue to it so it stays. You know what? It might be okay. I don't know. We'll see. Should I use some ink? I didn't ink this. And I thought maybe I should. I'm going to pull out my favorite stamp. Okay, let's see, what do I want? I think she is pretty cool in here, but I think I need to do more work up there. I need more layers. So I'm going to pull out some of these book pages. Maybe that's what I'll use. I'll kind of collage. Let's see how that's going to look. I'm tearing the plainer parts off so I can have more of the print, because since the background is so plain, I'm considering the print, the lettering, as kind of as the interest, as like the pattern for the background. I hope that makes sense. Should I use these? I picked these up from the Dollar Tree. Huh. I'm thinking now. I don't know. I'm thinking, what if I glue the heart just down here and then Velcroed this side? So it opens up. I don't know. Do I want to do that? It'd also be like a little pocket. You know what? I'm going to do that just to see how it might work. I haven't used these little Velcro dots before, so this might be interesting. And then if I want, I can add some message. I mean, I like this. I'll still be here, dear, waiting, longing for you. I kind of like that. That's cute. But I don't think I don't know if it's relevant. But I like the idea of this coming. Isn't that cool? It opens. And he's kind of spooky with the 3 cigarettes. And he looks kind of weird. I might need to cover him up. Or this, the message. I don't know. It doesn't fit my... But I like her. She's got her eyes closed. And then you have the heart with the eye open. And then it says, and we're lost in a world of our own. Okay, so I like that message because sometimes I think that when you got different, I don't know, I guess this is my thought process. When you have different troubles, you're lost in your own world and you don't have eyes to see kind of like what else is going on because you're so busy with what's going on in your own life. So that's kind of like... But since these are separate, I think I want the rest to be broken up too, so that they match. Does that make sense? And I'm gonna make them smaller so that there's more balance. Between this one and then the other ones. Oh my gosh, these are so tiny. I probably need to get those tweezers to use. I never understood why people use tweezers and now it makes sense. Some of these pieces are so small that it feels like you might need tweezers for them. And we're lost in our own world. Oh, actually, it says, and we're lost in a world of our own. Okay, so I didn't read that correctly. I keep cutting off camera, sorry. I guess the purpose of doing a video is being on camera. I gotta remember, oh my goodness. I'd love to hear if you guys are making a glue book and if you guys are using it. I'd love to hear your guys' tips. If you guys have any, I'm trying to think of ways to, I'm thinking that I want, and I think it's fun to make a background and then layer on top, right? I think collaging is just so fun. Okay, and we're lost in a, oh my gosh, they're so small, world. I think I'm gonna put of down here. Oh my gosh, I lost a word. Okay, where'd it go? Oh my goodness. I think I saw it go underneath here. Let's see. It's gone. Gone. Oh, here it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're so tiny. It's okay. I'm thinking I should use a different glue. I'm afraid this glue won't keep it down now. Maybe it will. The image is really glossy, super glossy, so I'm wondering if it will do. I should have grabbed my other glue. It is, I don't know. It's on my other desk. Guys, I am so scattered. Like, I have like 5 different projects I'm working on, and I think that it gets kind of crazy. Okay, and we're lost in so I'm trying hard to stick to one project and try to finish that one project. In a, okay, world, not this one, this one. I think that maybe I'm gonna have it open up, and I'm gonna, my message inside, like behind the heart, I think I want to write eyes that see, because if you have eyes that see, you don't see just your own troubles, you will see other people around you and their troubles, if that makes sense. Although I think that if you have a lot of troubles at the same time, I don't think it's wise to run trying to help other people. I think that it's, if you need to work on your own stuff, I think that it's good to kind of, you know, take care of your own problems, or, you know, before you rush out and put energy somewhere else. I think that sometimes that energy needs to go back and to dealing with what you have going on in your life, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's just my thought process. Not that you don't see other, you know, if there's like a need, you obviously can help, but that's my thought process, is that okay, I kind of like that. Yeah, it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit abstract, but it's cool. It's a really fun and cool exercise. I'm gonna grab my glue. Oh, I hope I didn't get in the camera. Okay, so I'm going to use my Fabrifix, because that is gonna hopefully keep this down better, because it's so it's like really thick and very shiny. So I want to line this up first, okay? So that's what I think. I'm thinking that the idea is that she's lost in a world of her own. And then if you open it here, okay, I gotta cover him up. I don't know. I think his face is kind of weird, you know? Okay, and then here I'm gonna write, maybe on this heart I will write eyes that see. Maybe that's that's the message. I think also when you're going through a hard time or troubles, having eyes that see also means that you can see that it's not all about you, if that makes sense. So obviously I think that if, depending on how traumatic the event is, I think it's really important for that person to mourn. So I'm not saying not to do that, but I think it's also important to have eyes to see, like the world around you, and that when you're going through troubles, there's always people who are also going through like a harder time than you are going through. And so, because I think sometimes you just see the people that are doing, you know, are doing better maybe than you. But if you realize that there's actually always, you know, somebody that is going through something more than what you are going through, I don't know, it might help your perspective depending on how, you know, like how bad it is. Or if somebody's dealing with depression, I think sometimes that's a good practice to have, to be like, well, you know, to look for the good in your life too, you know? Oh my goodness, I forgot. I have my little, this guy there. Okay. That worked out pretty good. If not, I'll just add glue to it, but see? Okay. See? There we go. I think that's good. I don't know. I feel like I've been rambling. Okay, I think I want a darker piece down here. Kind of about my grandparents' history. And I just realized, I mean, I knew it all this time, but I just realized that both my grandparents were basically, they kind of felt like they had to marry whoever their parents said. And they both had really a difficult life, let's put it that way. Both sets of grandparents. I was like, gosh, you know, I don't know. I think it's sad. But yeah, my grandpa was 18, I guess, and his dad died, and his mom was like, you have to marry this girl because she's wealthy. Because then, you know, I guess he was kind of responsible to take care of his family, his mom and his siblings. He had a bunch of younger brothers. And so he's like, you have to marry this girl. She has a lot of property. And, you know, you'll be set. And my grandma was super young. And he's like, she's too young. How am I supposed to marry her? Anyways, he did marry her. But they were always fighting. And it was pretty sad. But anyways. But they were married their whole life. They stayed married. Anyways, and so... my grandma was, her dad was really wealthy, and her dad in Romania, her dad would buy horses, and he had a lot of property. But the sad thing is, so my grandpa married my grandma because she was wealthy, but then communism came in, and she lost all her property. Everything she owned was gone. They came and took everything, I guess, so. But yeah, she had stepbrothers. She was like her dad was married before, and so they married her off early because they were afraid that, because she had a lot of property, they were afraid they're gonna, like somebody's gonna come and kidnap her for her property. So they're like, we're going to marry her in papers or whatever. And so they did that. And then my grandpa, he went to the army. He was 18 and he went into the army. And then he was actually in World War II, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. And everybody that he was with died. So that was, he always told us his war stories. Now that I look back, I wish I would have written them down. They were really interesting, but I didn't. I was young, and you know. So yeah, if he would have died with everybody, I was like, man, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be alive. But he didn't. He actually, he had to go to war and he didn't want to kill anybody. He's like, I don't want to shoot anybody. He actually prayed about it. And then he heard a voice like inside tell him, stay back, fall back. So he fell back and he didn't run with everybody that was running ahead of him. And then a few minutes later, he saw his whole, like everybody that was part of his team or whatever, they just got blown up. It's like, wow, it's so sad. Anyways. Okay, so I want to say, okay, so this says, and we're lost in a world of our own. Okay, on this side, I want to write eyes that see, because when I saw this heart, I thought the heart has eyes to see. So that to me kind of means that they have eyes to see maybe other people. They feel, because it's the heart, right? So they're feeling, they're seeing and feeling with somebody else. So that's what I think I'm going to write inside. And I have this thing that I'm going to use. This thing is so cool, guys. If you guys want to pick one up, I will link it below. I think it's fairly inexpensive. Eyes to see or eyes that see? Eyes that see. I think either one is fine, but I'm gonna write eyes that see. So that's kind of my message, is eyes that see. That, T-H-A-T. That. Eyes that see. S. Okay, here's what I got. Okay, so there it is. Let's just put them down. So yeah, I was cooking upstairs this morning. I was telling my kids about their great-grandpa and great-grandma and we always heard so many stories, you know, about Romania and their life there. And so I was like, I told my daughter, I'm like, Samantha, did you know that my grandma was an heiress? Is that how you say it? Heiress? She was really wealthy. So her father was really wealthy and everybody borrowed money from him. I didn't even know that. My dad told me that about a year ago when he came to visit us. He kind of told us a little bit more of their story. And so he was married once, had kids, and then his first wife died. And then he married his second wife. And he really loved his second wife. And so my grandma was born from his second wife. And I guess all her stepbrothers were way older than her. And so she was like a princess. She was like spoiled or whatever. Eyes that. But she was a really hard worker too. Even though she was, I guess, even though she had a lot of property, she wasn't, once communism took over, everybody had to go get a job. And you didn't, you had to have, everybody kind of got the same type of housing based on how many people or whatever. So they lost, I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but they lost anything that was extra. Like I know my other grandpa, his family used to make wine in that town. And when the communism came and took over, they actually came to their house and they took anything that you can make food, or if you can make anything in like pots and pans that was more than your immediate family, it was considered commercial use, and you weren't allowed to have basins or barrels or anything where you have you know, bigger than like your immediate family. So if you're 4 people, you only were allowed to have enough for, you know, cooking for 4 or whatever. And so they lost a lot of their whatever equipment or whatever it was, basins and things to make for making wine. And so then he had to go in the city and get a job, I guess. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to hear the history. And then you were only allowed to have so many chickens and so many ducks. And if you had more, they would come and check on you and take them away if you had more than what was allowed or whatever. Okay. Interesting. It's so weird to hear the stories, you know. Okay. Okay, I love it. Okay, there's my page, guys. I did one layout. I might come back and add some more. Maybe I'll add some more here. I don't know. I like that she's got her eyes closed. I think that that's really cool. And we're lost in a world of our own. Okay, so actually my camera filled up, so I had to make some room, and then I came back and I added a little bit of tape here, and I'm loving the way it looks so far. I love the way she's got her eyes closed, and then it says here, and we're lost in a world of our own. And then you open it up, and I changed it up a bit inside. I decided to I added a little bit of, this is some tape that, or actually it's like, I did a craft with me a couple weeks ago where I printed on this, it's like vinyl sticker paper, and I had a couple extra left over and I stamped on them, and then I used part of that just on here just to kind of fill in that empty space. And then I changed this just a little bit because I like the way this looked better. Oops, let's see. May we have eyes that see. See, so that's kind of, I love that. I feel like that's really cool. Sometimes you're so in your own world with what's going on with you that you forget about other people in your life. And so that's kind of the message here that I wrote. And I like that. I think that's cool. Okay, so that's just one of my pages. So that's what I'm gonna do in here. I think I'm just gonna kind of freely create different collages, and I always, whenever I create a collage, I always love to add something to have some kind of meaning to it, right? So we'll see what else I do. I did this too. I don't like it that much. I just kind of drew some hair. I might change it up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm trying to give myself room to just kind of play around and experiment and try new things, even if I'm not like completely happy with the way they turn out. Okay, so that's my little glue book. I still have probably, I mean, I just began it, and so that's kind of my time out when I'm just gonna spend time being creative and just kind of playing in there and not having to have expectations of creating something. It's just kind of like my free creative time. Okay, so that's kind of the idea behind this. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft with me session, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.